Abononsia at Yasama, Unina Judia, Yamuninajo, Oman 107.1 from Casafidi, near dear Shia was say. And now so Ghana Sana Hene, Ako, and Resebe Jeffy, and Smaho Draka Tuja. After Sika somehow, na emuchi mu ede badi di mu akotene bi ni.
Ana onomnya for kan for yata dia to dwa se road tolls e wo kromo ha nyina se ye ka so ato boot. Ana se kumase de ko aplawo ne mpatam nyina no. Je se ye twani nyina mu road toll bi eni wa ebe di mu krom bi.
Odu ho atwam na ko free. Sada so ana wode ato dwa se akwan hodo ya ban ye ne si so ye free mfimpino. Any aduno baako besi aduno besi aduno baako mu yi ekon kan yie pa na wo kyerɛkyerɛ mu diomo ye wie ne de ebeyo
agenda 111 no onumnyafo kenoforiata de atodwa sɛ contractors ahyase a omudi aso abofo ma omusi omiamia bi 2022 de 111 hospitals no musi ombisi no ebebem
yɛka mabunu ho asɛm ɛne adwuma mabunu benya wie a ɛdaban akoma so pa no nti Ghana Sana hene de ho nsɛm atodwa ana wo kyerɛ sɛ ban yi sika botene ɛde ato hɔ de bɛso mabunu asene aboa mo nsa no dwuma no atumi akɔne ne mu
aban 1D1F 1 district 1 factory no 278 ɛna aban di mfidie no ahyehyɛ so a ɔmo ɛyɛ ɔmo mpatam ne mu ɔha ne nsia 106 de ye bie a create nyuma ma mabunu pa
ensem we kapi ho ne de dan so man no nsia bremo kase de kura kase de nwumre transit de tan wo yi ye kan sam no sade ye tie de wasese wada ma o kasa fidie no da ha na ye fa seda ye de kan e ma kasa fidie hodo a etu bia peten dia na ye fira sesei
Vigdank Healthcare na o kai use ene nwumre obetena se ne mom no hye no so se kopie mu ewa sante mantem a yenuanum ash 101.1 ekura kase mu nap radio 90.1 eno ewa sinfo suna fish fm 88.5 offenso bo aman nyansapo ediotwe enkron echiripo enkron wo shama junction auto kase bi apeten ananse 104.9 wachima afosu na fe edikan for radio ewo Hamburg Germany Success radio ewo Germany na fe about radio Himekrob London also auto kase bi apeten na sha mrei yes sorry so there specialist awabene ewo ye liver ni kidney mu Dr. Victor Nanadanka okaboafo no ne wiepe ono so de ne komo eba
doc betra se dia na yemfa se da ma Vigdank eho aye liver and kidney foundation udru ho ya de se tie bia da wotrete e dia ma the time center ewo Makola shopping office to papa se wo de watch aba aye heart rate monitor e bi so check BP na sunglasses ne bi e correct pa hyewa yehu ahu se wani ate patwokwaje bi na muao dependable herbal home odi ho to mo so yeyie enupa ye de aba adom malaki mixture ne de keka ho no ese ya de o etuatre de ase masaka bi na mu anaja na so pa Rawus pharmaceutical se emma ho hia wa brabo mu dodo emma nka ho a o ya nenye enu nti no wo mo de nupa ba ebo ama titru ene highly virgin mixture oba ho no magona infection bi de wo efunu mu ne betu ase ma o amwatumi ate home adom anasa ba herbal center ani edre achafo ba wose men kan to say yade ho ahomtepa ne se be ko nompemu ho ye ne den wo ye hwea na enye yenti ehia obi a wapene obi betumi tu asiama wode nupa afadrobe mu akoka dompe no ne tumi aka yade no ba herbal center kwa na boss abra no a ebetumi agi wa frinyaro a no den ensemo sisie no ese otumi tu fa ba bia fise ewadwuma yo omatama ananwumrei yede no krakasi eda wo katachime sa ne mitin menua
owo ahene entwibusia
adehye yakase no ne nkyiremu nie
Omanfm
enadai enagana amamre tintim no afi apem ahankron aduokron emienu ene ema onumnyamfo kenoforiata kwan se okomra hye bedwam frosin pini apa na okokka nsema efasikasem ho kwan ya de sika bebobra afia ye babesi enumu na afibia no dwumadi na ne koso sansa akohomabo wo yere nko ade ontimi nka se utum holiday ewum enu nti aban no so hye ya wo ye ne se afibia ebewuram bia no obeba oman no akohoma na ye de aye mpuntuduma efa ya kwan ye nsuo ye kuayo epa ya pomden ye womasua ni nyina no wakoka ho ensem ene de na asem ba ko ne de betodwa ye nipa bi kye se eye asem de ene se Ghana ye kuro imu no obedu ba bi na kye se roto to buta hodo bebre na timbo peso atse ya pese kaso ase wote hode ya ne se wode onka hokra kaso to boot ewiase nyina ho na to boota traffic timi chepa bebo peso atjan so be don hwere na di kwantembon so onumnyafo kanofurata na de offer simpini apa wo se nyame ni Ghana for economy na ye guru no ye economy digital abefo kwan so enti to no edu ba bi na ebo peso sa no kra e ma economy no enkontam na so betime di traffic musa ni fu nyina be san afi kran so adwuma bi na okwakoye a ontimi nkoye ntam no nya sika kwatimi atua eto e de ama aban afi won so otiti to ho no so no me no e kasa yi ene omoso nya omo ho sei tam to boot ho na yete ho no paper na yete ma no yetimi ton ma nipa nwotwe paper ba akopɛ na akofa bibia ɛwɔ ho de aba ani senti na mpanimfo ani adrover fo nkabom ko mpanimfo ka bi edum no atwotwo ro ne ntini aka atoma bomo adwendwene ho hu se to boot no ɛwɔ se yifiri ho onumnyafo ka no furata na dai obo Ghana yakoma hu sika hu komo kyerɛ yɛ mrase bedwam no wo de atodwa se efri 2022 ɛkɔ de to boot okrom nyina no kyerɛ yɛtwam se twintontan.
Mr. Speaker, our roads need fixing and building. Our roads are being fixed. It is true that more roads have been fixed and are being fixed over the last 5 years than any relative period in the entire history of our nation. We even want to do a lot more, and this budget will cater for this. That is why for decades, governments after governments imposed and maintained tolls on some public roads to raise funds for road construction and maintenance. This is the situation in many countries. However, over the years, the tolling points have become unhealthy market centers, led to heavy traffic on our roads, lengthened travel time from one place to the other, and impacted negatively on productivity. The congestion generated at the tolling points, besides creating these inconveniences, also leads to pollution in and around the vicinities. To address these challenges, government has abolished all tolls on public roads and bridges. This takes effect immediately the budget is approved on appropriation. The toll collection personnel will be reassigned. The expected impact on productivity and reduce environmental pollution will more than offset the revenue foregone by removing the tolls. Tolls, Mr. Speaker, would be abolished on all public roads.
Na wakasa omo yedwuma oto ho nyina no enye so mo kwotena fie kwa yede omo kɔ baabi foforo akɔ yedwuma ne office bebre ho a yede omo akɔ hye ho nti enye se unua bi anawo fa bi yedwuma wo baabi a etua to na ya pam no so nkɔtena fie aban esade ne kɔ baabi foforo ne mum to no de aban twam se tintontan
ye to afiri ho de na hallelujah pa na eno chi no Ghana sana hene yewra konoforiata agye brechechire mu akwan hodo a omoyo ene de omgusu a womoyo ene de omba be yonsukura ede abo Ghana fo wo kire se abani so ade hu se yebenya kwampa afaso na boa amedwudi ahodo yedie no etimi akoso wa no.
As at the end of September 2021, routine maintenance was carried out on 21,165 kilometers of the trunk road network, 6,265 kilometers of the feeder road network, and 2,937 kilometers of the urban road network. Mr. Speaker, development works progressed steadily on several major projects. The Pokwa interchange under the Accra Urban Transport Project, which involved the construction of a 4-tier interchange, the only one in Africa, construction of 12 kilometers of selected roads, segregated walkways, footbridges, underpasses, and drainage structures was completed and commissioned on July 9, 2021. Major pipeline projects that are expected to take off in 2022 include Accra-Kumasi dualization, Kumasi South and Western Bypass, Kumasi Outer Ring Road, Namfukofodia Road, Oyibi Dodua Somenya Kuse Junction Road, Accra Outer Ring Road, Asuchari Junction, Volleyball Bridge, Eastern Corridor Road, Solar War Road, construction of 5 interchanges in the greater Kumasi metropolitan area, including Swame, Santase, Airport, Runabout, and Oforikrom. Mr. Speaker, in addition, our public-private partnership program for the financing, construction, and management of road infrastructure has 3 projects at different stages of preparation. Akratema Motorway PPP projects, the financing arrangements are being completed and construction will commence in 2022. Accra Cape Coast Akrade PPP project.
Ghana sana hene yewra kanofurata ne ana wote ye wo mrase bedwefie ne de wo bra wode mfimpinu ene aduonu mienu akwahombo ho nsam ekotodwa no ana wo cheche nsem nyina mu na nyina mu no yenyina homaso na ye ne Dr. George Donfen or University of Ghana Senior Research Fellow Center for Policy Studies was also economist or bene pause kasam tutuye mu ene ntwukomo akra na de koso mrase bedwefie mfimpinu ne aduonu mienu de enimu yimusa ho nsam na omie mu sebeya ejanom ne nanom tifie so betumi atiase doc emwadwo amakwa aba no kraka sie so
minia mejo so
ye do aso da January doc pacho ena day de Ghana sana hene de koto dwa no se bedwafie mfimpinu ene aduonu mienu akwambo ho nsam sika ye de be ye adwuma no mahodo a esi eni so ubo ni nyina tofa se na abekire mu ma Ghana atiase ne yakue ni mu no ye gina yie
yo minya medawasema menchia wana ruti enyumre nyina kakra ebia mitimi aka enise ensema meti kakra free yesana hino no eda DPF say economy na ehia say last year 2020 because of COVID no asaman homene so ofukasa de beka say the economy has started recovering. And it is also doing that at a very fast rate. In the economy, no, I shall say, man, who may so in any free at last year or here last year.
Doc, Ansana Oberchrono, NDC4, and answer 1 year, what don't come on from Recipe Jeffim, a year to force Cajon, Regina Ponum Cajon, not one more cassette. O se tibia na kase kwa IMF fisesi kasem no insusu ye normal enyina ye budget ba ye kire ho asam tesen
yo minya so mamina wasi yo o hwe ye sika sam na ade ba ko ase aha dwen pa ye debt no o hwe ma na chese nka na ye debt to GDP ratio no ya na chese wo ho ne se de bia wo ba ba o ma ni nuru o hamunji chimu adio som echo o media usika no debt total debt no as a proportion to GDP you do 70% pay you can be say your debt has become unsustainable ya de chinyi na se 10 bia wo ye Oman no sa Oman no be do sa bia no e ba se wo tua wo ka wo dia ya wo bre nti ko ba se to no kwenta bia Oman ko de bebo ma konwa no eno na wo di ko tua ka na rather so ya ne this year Ghana e 35 billion and tia eka no dey a problem that you don't have the antina the bedu situation ya you so your core situation this Ghana you know when the people vote the idea na debt to GDP ratio na 182% and when the core hit and na other will my boy ya other kono dey about 32%. That is a new statistic. Na eno na da wa you are on the mama 2014 or the Yakura 71 that is we could do that situation and 2015 na 72.6 and or the call an iron and then the question finance minister they actually that we get to GDP ratio do 77.5 that's say buru there be any why you are on the money mama dear koma ne bania kama ye kwa ne from apart from that situation that the general economy was in bad shape. The growth rate was down, TV was depreciating at a very fast rate. I mean external reserves was very small, and everything was almost down. I mean interest rate was as high as 25.5%. And then we could find your interest rate and your policy rate, and in 13.5. TV is so aged and home so your gross an international reserve and your 4.9 months import cover. And now can the funny man and Makuma you have to 2015 situation one. Apart from that, you know, and Yama, and to suit the general economy, you know, Ghana, you do work with and I'm saying, you know, telling you a buyer and in your that you're right course, make up in the day, Oman air quality.
Na doc yɛhwɛ ɛto ahodoɔ nso a sesei aba ɛno no bɛtumi aboa ama yɛka ɛdeɛ no ɛso atumi hwɛ anaa
ɛto no na hu sɛ 1.75% bi aba na yɛ transactions yɛ bɛyɛ mo ne banking transaction bi ne ade payments mo yo minia ɛto no de nki here the part because Ghana no kwata mi sɛ yɛ ntua dodo na ntua tax your tax you your friend indirect tax, your direct tax. In the case of indirect tax, it will be the indirect tax, it will be VAT. A day be a will be just walk to the as more or Pacoton, you divide at oh, and the VAT will be clear, but your friend income tax, you know, do you buying unfortunately, the Ghanaian economy is about 88% in summer. And we friendly power has Diana, a more 88, a do Omoya, a buying the Omoya, a buyer can say, or the contact. The same thing as they say, Ubera, Omode, Child Digitalization, now you call online, I buy and I'm sorry, so you register, will be about buyer who the OB. And it's me and register the informer, and not informer, I buy who do more, yeah, because you say, this year for credit to. I'm talking. Now, young woman, again, they say about a stand man to get no as about Pasu. And I gave out one. May boy buy some more power as a new and I'm on two papa. Now, man, follow what the thing and means Omokaya. And yet, rent. And then, a car, or bit actually that promoted them, 1,000 Ghana. 1,000 Ghana, no bar. If you know about that day. 12,000 1 year. 24,000. If you have 2 years, 2 bedroom, 24,000 2 years. If you run about no bed, I won't hear him by. And we have the income. Yeah, we should come out in a crap pass or other they come rent to do no pass, you have 4 years to continue the happen to one. Doctor, yeah, and we have the income. Doctor, you want to see that every day? Yeah, I'm with my rent every year, every day, millions of cities. I come with you. Almost your tax. It is actually that you have a father, bank to impact, measures him to Emma Town for nuclear tax. Oka culture, or Mutia and property tax. That was here near here, making here near I am Ryan Chafe isn't here. Now, I don't know yet, I don't know what's near no tax here. Now, I don't know what they might hire a economic transaction. What year, no one could be. Careful, yes, and said, I will be able to buy. Now, did that from my high 24,000 Ghana city. That's just because 140 million, also be now them 2 bedroom or them 2 years. Now, what is that? What you are so good? When you are my and yet, what would you and if I would you who had if you're around your tax my so I just say, it's not the very idea. As I buy the player or that password. That's you have one of the rent I can see and when you move. You're tax about them tax. And you say, oh, they're all going to win over 30.8 million. And you put 2.3 million when you at income tax. So we saw the income is obviously done on the other high. You want to was to see any idea, the factory banana by Axiom. And then going forward, you know, about the moment they say, on your Tanya, never one my more than Ama Omano actually at home.
Doc, a danke to Yakana, can you?
A danke to you. What hard?
No, yeah, now, Miss Shaw, Doc, your phone, why? Yo. I was a penny attending Dr. George Domfem, where senior research fellow at our Center for Policy Studies, or also economist, and I'll tell you, what church and say more Amayano.
Danka.
If you're a full before, but you're fine. You're badgy.
The 2 boot to see a con electronic transaction. Far from Nibitria.
Okay. Confront and I hope you.
Debbie. But for now, them will be unfirm.
Okay.
Do a trim.
Udu atwam. Some Marco will be at Atlanta. One of my traffic in Digital. Kofian Traswa.
I was trying to crack us about Sudia Kwasafu from Mudia. Unumia for Canufuriata, watch him say 1 district, 1 factory, no. Or Kasa public-private partnership. One a anchor Mekuba count to my boom, and our sea factories no ye mention who do nemo. MPP abamba in film watch, try. Umotimi Esimu a year a henu edioson watch 278. Nasisia de Matio Monsafri Hua. Ebiebe nyuma na eye dwuma ekoso no eye ohane insia yintie ehon komonso se no nyanfo Ken Oforiata Ghana photo samfo okai 1D1F NDC focus enya de bebem no de aban no pagya akwa kodro
1D1F projects are at various stages of implementation, out of which 106 factories are operational. The companies that are currently operational have created a total of 156,782 direct and indirect jobs, 17,451 of which were created in 2021. It is expected, Mr. Speaker, that the completion of the 1D1F projects currently under construction and in the pipeline will create additional 131,817 direct and indirect jobs in 134 districts across the country. Mr. Speaker, trading under the Africa Continental Free Trade Agreement commenced on 1st January 2021, and Ghana was the first country to establish a customs procedure code to facilitate trading under AFCFTA. A comprehensive national policy and action plan aimed at assisting medium to large-scale companies in Ghana to export to the AFCFTA market was developed and is being implemented. To this end, 180 companies were identified to receive support to export to markets under the AFCFTA and other preferential trade agreement areas. Mr. Speaker.
Orumnya for Ken Oforiata ne dey Ghana kohoma sika na ode kotom na shebe dwam sisi ade 1D1F na ho komo kakra ode to yeni meno no.
Yankoso da enyina Ghana no shebe dwafie yewrasa na hene Ken Oforiata ekwansma hodo ode koto dwa no na agenda 111 no ka ho asem eye hospitals ahodo aban ye na adwene so obesie dia magana for sebe ya ye ho dodo ye ne ebenye babia akwakoja yarehwe eno so ho komo a ode to dwa na busua yentie kakra.
Mr. Speaker, in line with the vision to improve equitable access to health facilities, the government will accelerate the implementation of Agenda 111, Mr. Speaker, comprising 101 district hospitals, 7 regional hospitals, and 3 psychiatric hospitals. Mr. Speaker, already we have 50% of contractors having been given and handed over industrial plans and hospital sites for them to begin work.
Ghana sana hina yewra Ken Oforiata agenda 111 ho komo na wode ho amane eboto dwa e womra sebedwa fie no
na wofuru simpie ni apa ene womra sebedwam Honorable Francis Xavier Soso Madina MP eso otukwan enso na ihu no camera sini so on the parliament OT be opposite for penalty no enso so kwakotie budget speaker ne no quality ho kwabo sa kwabo ano oti emrashe bedwam na ba ko a onumnya for Ken Oforiata kan no se mamenka mo bia amfa nko ne mpeso so MP samo ha ene se NPP by omaibi achievement there ade we nyina ne ni ho we oboso ba ko so so to kakra no hwenachi suppose for ba ni nyina so no otie o se Mr. Speaker mamemfa nto mrashe bedwafo ni nyina nim no mu nkonko ka enche o mpeso so efo se aban bai no anya hwekura no waibi.
Mr. Speaker, we promised to reduce the suffering of Ghanaians when we came into office, and we did just that when we came into office. Specifically, let me tell you what the government of His Excellency Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo has done. We reduced electricity taxes cumulatively by 10.9% compared to a cumulative increase of 264% under the NDC. Provided free water for households for April, May, and June of 2020. We doubled the capitation grant from 4.5 to 10 cedis. we established the Nation Builders Corps of 100,000 graduates to build the job skills of our graduates to be absorbed into the workforce. We created jobs and stopped the freeze on recruitment in the public sector. Over 295,000 people were recruited. We abolished fees for postgraduate medical training in Ghana. We increased the share of DSTF to persons with disabilities by 50%. We exempted prior year from market tolls. We ensured the implementation of our pledge of employing 50% of the persons who manage the country's toll booths from among persons with disabilities. We expanded the leave by 150,000 beneficiaries. We expanded school feeding program from 1.6 million children to 3.4 and now increasing it to over 4 million. We were able to restore teacher and nurses training allowance. We abolished the 3-month pay policy for teachers. We absorbed the cost of BEC and WASI term exam registrations. We abolished or reduced 15 taxes, including excise duty on petroleum, VAT on financial services, real estate, domestic airline tickets, etc. We made it easier to apply for a common passport. We made it easier to apply for a license. We made it easier and quicker to apply for and obtain pensions in 10 days. We made it easier to buy electricity from your mobile phone. We made it easier to apply for scholarship. We made it easier to send and receive money through mobile money interoperability. We made it easier to open a traditional bank account using your Ghana card. No guarantor is now required to obtain student loans. The Ghana card is sufficient. We reduced corruption associated with obtaining public services by digitization of service delivery. We saved the NHIS from collapse by reducing arrears to service providers. We provided 600 million COVID fund for small businesses. We made it easier for the renewal of NHIS membership through mobile phones. We made it easier to register a business. We made it easier to clear goods from the ports through the paperless process. We made it easier to apply for a construction permit. We have reduced inflation. We have reduced bank lending rates. We have reduced depreciation of the CD. Allowance of security personnel at UN peacekeeping missions increased from $31 to $35. We have spent $21 billion to save the deposits of 4.7 million depositors. We have implemented free TVET. Mr. Speaker, let us remember what we have achieved with 2 fish and 5 loaves even in these 5 years and strive boldly, Mr. Speaker, and confidently to build our entrepreneurial nation. It is remarkable, Mr. Speaker, what we have been able to do with our debt in these 5 years. We have implemented, of course, the free senior high school initiative.
Ghana yasana hene fotosanfo numnyafo kenofuriata the NPP aban bai umaje bre aye na eni ho Johnny Penso eno waje bre eyin baako ama Ghana fo no
yewra kenofuriata ekoso a ekire ne nsemu se oman bia beko nanim na ebegina so na ye mabuno dwumayo enti abanya wosiso ye mampani anadan kwakufa do dano yade a na neku emabuno dwuma ho pa ya wonfani agro nam sayo so amoisika botin ato ho a wode beboa mamabuno nya dwumayo titu ne nsan dwuma na omotimi akomonim seye ana wo kire ne nsemu.
A sustainable entrepreneurial nation. Put Ghana's population figure at 30.8 million. And of this number, 42.8% constitutes the adult population above 18 years, while 58.2% constitute the population below 18 years. Mr. Speaker, with this youthful population, there's an urgent need to provide the necessary environment for the private sector. In this regard, government will implement a major intervention to empower existing private sector businesses to be robust and dynamic, to expand and create jobs, while giving a strong hand up to the youth. President Kufuor initiated the Youth Employment Scheme, which provided meaningful employment avenues to many of our youth. Since then, we have implemented a number of such schemes, with the current ones being NAPCO, 100,000 youth covered, YEA, 80,538 beneficiaries, afforestation, 44,682 youth engaged, National Alternative Employment and Livelihood Program. In addition, government has employed some 295,000 into the public sector payroll since 2017 alone, and in 2021 alone, financial clearance totaling 72,825 has been granted. Mr. Speaker, in spite of these efforts, we continue to have a huge number of our young people without jobs. Mr. Speaker, this budget is redefining our development paradigm by focusing on the private sector, particularly on entrepreneurship development. We will build an entrepreneurial nation by aggressively implementing programs that empowers the majority of our young people to employ their God-given talents to take risks and become job creators instead of job seekers.
Ghana sana hini yero konfereta ne ana otiye wase ho behia se mabunu betimi ekreti wo mu ankasa nnwuma chense wo mode nkrata benam se wo mo padwumayo na eno chi no ana Dr. John Apontia Kuma ya oye jusumra se bedwani wono so yoso fa be de akira wo hwe sikasam ho nsam so agibreche kiremu ana wo kyese eto ahodro na abai anase wo ma ehwe anim se betua no enya de bebebu ekum ne mo beboa ama bese ahodro ya ne yebo no yetumi atwe ho de firi ho we no wo kyerese so no ye bebunu a anka ebre ni beji pa wona setena mu eye budget ye ka ho asem nei ifi se e won hye bebre di bam mebunu titu ne sikasam a abai ye di ato ho ade bebo mebunu ma mebunu atumi aye omodwuma no wo se eyade ya asem de pa.
And every time you post negative primary balance, it just say what can or debt now your debt now do 77.5% of our GDP no. You perceive at the buffer. And from next year no, we will start seeing decline and say to me meet the targets we are setting. We'll be bringing down the debt to sustainable levels. This is what this budget signify. I think so. Yes, our targeted GDP growth of 5.6% and a non-oil GDP growth of 5.9%. Because international reserves and so are increasing. In fact, they are over 4 months of import. So what I say, because they say in a year we're almost about $11 billion in our reserve as a country. We achieve fiscal consolidation and debt sustainability, very, very crucial and important. And into Ubetia, John Janaponum, oh, Ghana call IMF, you are to force in the Ghana call IMF. You will budget on someone can answer Nibio. And or yeah, the press conference, he never went to fiscal consolidation. The professor and business said, no, they know that government has responded positively, especially to the investment community out there. Say government is disciplined and determined to ensure. Say it also be one important thing in this budget. I have been in the entrepreneurship space. I can tell you, say in my life, budget is this budget. This budget deliberately address the perennial unemployment problem in our country. Targeting Mabunu to resource them and mobilize them with money, finances, and structures to ensure say we are Babunu now per se we are Waduma. Abain si bejisika, abain be ebebow with entity enisika to make sure say you are able to create your own business called You Start. I'm talking about the You Start. With this announcement of 1 billion cedis every year and a target of 5 billion cedis from even the banks to increase their SME allocation in next year. So the startups ni SMEs bet me access to patient capital. Sika with terms and conditions collateral ni kofa webra.
Dr. John Kumane and I would say or Deputy Finance Minister one also a jura and watches Yamian oye jusum na se bedwani ana o chesa badin shepa guakwam a webo mabunu atumi enyom nsa no adwuma 1 billion Ghana cedis ana ben yato ho a wode bu mabunu afi bia enti se wankasa pese nsa no adwuma no tumi koso ma wode a na ba no so beboa wo amotumi ayadwuma we wose yasamode se mabunu nyina da so mo natimi aboa amyetumi apem akoyanim
bi adwenkyira wode aba yemabo bi so tetaw Rainbow Nyankonto the Fiscal 2022 budget no a budget of hope, employment and prosperity. At the Mebunu budget any other to John to my Ghana and Koso Rainbow the Fiscal Sabano. Asamoah the free Ashaman was say NDC because waka a year in your mafia after budgeting home. Also omo si omutraso when guasimu kums in the fiacho or say me komi krum sisi aka so to butuno me kontem Mr. President Michel Kaswa ho se bosombe na hyeho udu ho aka ye enko enu akobi ntisi udu ho betwem se hwiba but da mo be sha se do mungan yo ntachina de okwa beche wo ofuradi madifita 77 o se the NDC omoye wo Parliament House in nei enim guase pa Kwasi Reynolds o se budget we touch almost all the sectors of the economy almost wiase nyina ye den na so Ghana iguso konkoden ekwanim Ibrahim Kenya we dem ni nyina ya adwen Ibrahim Kenya message we there Ghana mema nyina ne be adwen so sisi mobile money we say now that mobile money will be taxed. I'll beg all our ladies to be more considerable to men asking for momo
ebebua papa in fact ayade amakuma tobi
it will picture ne dam paso say bla wo na no permit parliament fa kabra
onyami eti yesufre yankuye ne mu a Kwasi Raf edi nungano odi fri nungano de abere wose ya no yi no kwasa mpa ewo mu ne sa ben bon homode de nchepa guakwa mu a ebebua me yetumi akoye ne madi nkunim president Anadwan Kwaku do ye mampani a wodwomafo ho wonni Johnny sunsuye no so Saki edi fri La Paz no say more factories under president Anadwan Kwaku do we say the water to no mai na wodwino ma hodwene o mai kan ko ho ne mabunu da ache ho a wodi wono eto former president Okada ho a difference no ewo chiri pa new kan edifru so no say economic management team no omo ya de papa o hwenhye pom de agu akwamu saka ya no mu a komotebiri yen ede akoma ya mef da pasolo edifru de weku apem eno say enyanwanwa say budget na ndizifo ntiase fisa adwen kase ene yeye wo mo dwene ekwa sa no ode noma esisi ani ede no magu akwamu ne yawo nti ebeboa me yetumi akoyanim yan forget ndizifo na yankoyanim chebo afọ ja ben wo de free islegon ana o say opese ohunu hari na idrusu ene dwonjina po no wo mu aka ensam wo mbeka ene de wo mbeye wo mrahye bedwafie wo monipa na ewuo aban dwuno manfo ho na covid defo e ba ya masese America kokora no wo twa sikadi egu no economy no emu no ofo se eyade edafom enya de edafom kura na so yade ehine yekotwa sika ni bebia twa sika se yabeje to akra ya ne ya boy hom yetumi akoyanim eno ka ho bi na yedru na saban bo no homoden na de atete apansa no waka sie ni a wosomenti ase onti ase na de na abeyo na odwo mama so ho na ye mampani anka de pa na abeye wose eyensem bebre ye forget na NDC de yese akosa kira kroma enye no feda abusua yenyina ha enye nkrato tew emra yakoba betos badansa no enti amanya kire mu se voice note na ya krado yo me faseda emanyu kwa hodo etew se ebreno etumnika ene yaba yemusu a Dr. Victor Nadankwa nimdifo betena se na wapomuden ese otumi koba ese otumi fix your health no ye fix yakwan na ye fix country na so affect your health abusia ye fa ne sei Rose pharmaceutical say country say highly divergent herbal intimate wash no eboa ma papa obabi oyusu bi no asekeka ne nkabone oni bi wade ne ho afirimu sada so na highly divergent mixture no yesi wonya infection wo ye fumu anase obu nsa ema papa eba kura no ya na ya wodi akire no anu wotene ohia highly divergent mixture the tomato asiama on ohima na heba ewo madina dwakese ne hwe ni mu anase cancer ne hwe ni mu sada so na woni e wotema kotema 55 eho ana Little George Health Shop wo so be hu no ewo PVM runabout ani president soda ne ntem ho no butuo obedwa wa tu aboawo ama onya nipa ndupa de ma wiase nyina bi na mpacho frɛ ohima na heba ewo 0248 707270 and as 0200 887088 endo no eye adwuma woni a eto bi nyina di ho adanse enti pacho entena se entwentwe wona se the time center e wo Makola shopping office to papa wono na wotua voice note no ka se yemu akwanya na fa one ebeka no kure kase ho Omanfm na yentimi enko yanim na de wo kanie waso ba benya watch a heart rate monitor watch a check BP sunglasses e design na kama ya hyewa obi ehu na se onsoso no wani ate so no ebo so nyeden opebi akoton so de motufo bo mu akoton na the store number no GF061 NB215 woni Methodist book depot ne bo hwani mu me patro frɛ papa e was 0244 365 456 mejiri so be fama me na ofre pen for sebe ya onso betimi akwakodwo no mapa na watonye sika egobuto mu dependable herbal home or Madina New Road Greenhouse na di omo kanie omo di adom malakio mixture ba na etuetri di ase ebia na wo yamebo nanso de biara de du anwumra na wa emre ntiama kyese efitie mu nsam kura ne hyada nko yie na eso mu ade bia wa bre na de na wo yedan opia ka ayensam bebre yade anaba wedie nim uhia adom malakio mixture ne tumi etuase amama so ade ho sadan so na yede adom queplex capsules ana ne mixture so aba na no so de yenie yase uyo obi a kyese wa emre kura ya kyese oje ho anye mepacho onso obo afo no unya bia bembo asiwura demo na obi nso ne wieta afrade anase koko age ne pedua na boso a wotra se a sebe na ho nyina asai ukwaja na nso a bemma na asai sebe obu nsa yade enyo mfom so eniti no unya queplex capsule na mixture ne bia ebeboa ma so otumi desire de no so nkonim mekafo adom na chama capsule sade ama memma titru ne memma omodru mpanim fie so mpacho hia bi bemma de ya na ye ka twi kasa bi sa brantie enye se obra wote na betesa inti ukọ ba bia wo se de bia da ye adwuma fi se ese wo ye adwuma de bia da ebra wa hodin na obo akwakora wa home enu nti ana hia nuru betumi asopoto motumi abo adwuma mpacho adom na chaman mixture ne capsules no wonuma wunya stamina wunya vigor premature ejaculation so no utumi eyini free abrabom nti ene finish apem now that's what they na so adom ladies care capsules and mixture so aba ebua chitu na fichiko mu yawo anase hyeda ma papa no unya bebe bua fe oba ema oyi obesima bebia ye kama ema na temase nti wo oba na wotie mi amonsanka adom ladies na no na kama na capsules no obo no guna na se ni pedua no na aye no foforo ni watumi agina wona so mpacho dependable herbal home kire kwan ewo Madina New Road Greenhouse kaso anso no wone Dato School Complex and International School ne bo hwani mu mpacho 0242 223 555 0242 223 555 dependable herbal home ebusia wonti ene ye wo ho fantoma bebo ye dia no ne mu a na wonso tumi ko wani mpa ba herbal center ene ye drain na ba chamfo na sa chamfo ba wosinyare wanyina bedwane ama wonso tumi ate ho na wono de wo kan se yade bia yade na so yade todo mpemu de ya na yade wu pa fise sabio onkosomadro na de wodo mpemu atumi frako ohia obi a wabene nyamyama num de ekokan ya obetumi ato no bo ahwewo so hono anya giwe konom na anya yi asabra ya na yensampi fise obi nim dwonkoku ade beche so enti ba herbal center se yenkan cho se kokoram no ato do mpemu anase arthritis na tete wo wafo ko bai dia frusie wo de bia dankotodwe ne usisi ye be kwajawo me pacho modin ada na ne mpenifo ni nkomo na ye mo ebia na wate ahwe na se wonya kwanhia ama ekurukese bi etu no se be dress ne kama oba bi na afekire mpacho bra ne nkansie ni na ye fa nupa emfa homa enu achi waso wo ema ene emmema ena ye na se walls kase pa ho a wasisi mu kama obeji wato ho na onyakwan ahwe se be ya ho betumi atete wo no nya hoden dia yadwuma tema community 16 lashibi obemba west club kumasen so atonso ago Wago Hospital Nechi. Mpacho fra 0244 083 482 and as a 0272 5000 0 ni yamiensa na de 12 aka hon. We expert e wo numpe yade ahodo mu fantoma bone dia no na Ban Herbal Center yintu yade ase amount. Vidank ane yadre Dr. Victor Nadankwa wono ene captain ya sese udi asra domnanum na omo chese yare bi wo ho a wo moso odem papa omo ye stubborn na esi tuom so sa enti enye tuo ne agyan ene edi tuom so sa eyinim de Nyankopon mwa ne hira ene mfidi no nam ene nupa ene edi tu sa nyade wa hodo no so sa yade bi te se liver cirrhosis mechire liver mu yade ya chese eba wo so ana ase wo ya benda kamana no ana se fatty liver kidney infections, kidney stones, hypertension. Me pacho se udi dru Vidank aso ya won sam fa mafie. Obe kanfu Nyankopon na ade aseda ama Vidank se o ma yade nyina yi ahwe o ma so atumi anya wakwa hosan. Eno achi hypertension and diabetes, prostate enlargement. Wo be ma nanso aka kre bi ma ye de catheter na se rubber ahye obemem. Na ye fa rubber ahye mu kra no te sen ne de rubber be hye mu. Ne nyina yo hawo ya na agini pasa bamu a emo da sane tena se kasa me pa na minie abusua bredu se odo ho bo aso ya ebetuma wo yade afri so na wo hoden asansia na mu hepatitis B ni si nyina da abusua ye tu ye bosa ho yade ankasa na enu ede bema wo no bekwa ba bedi ho adanse nyade wa hodo enye wo namu ene afichikomu yawa ya na tete ma se urade ayi wadom atumi aware kama edie na kesa kwadanzo tumi so wasum na watumi enye nijia na so nijia wie peye nanso emma bepacho Vidank Dr. Victor Nadankwa ne mpamfo beboa wo motumi nya kwada atosere so na omochira kwan anamde betudwen Furniture Spinters Road Coca-Cola Runabout Fidelity Junction ubihunu Standard Chartered Bank echi oye adwuma efri adwada ekosimemreda inti waye late ya 7:30 na wo ho omu ye adwuma from 7:30 ekosi 5 pm a yebeji brahwe kama epacho omodi da na fa homatrofo a mede betu dwama we na yade ya 0549 951 211 anasa 0502 661 346 woni wa mono ne anase woni a ekura WhatsApp phone between WhatsApp ebribia be WhatsApp bia da yebeje so fi se wontini ye wo ho 0273 13 10 na di 50 ne aka home 59 0273 13 10 59 Vidank Healthcare say fix your health inti one more fix no na so ya so mre na wode on tuma abo ya no. All right abusua yembo voice note ni mautew
IFM wa adoni aduma pa mu ka se fi parliament premier chief ma IFM budget papa na nakufado aba be ye ne ebenye nipa bi asebi wo man ani afra ne krono ni ntino o ma ba begina ho tutuntokuro wo mu se na enye na komo bombe yenso wo mu tu ade mu nimu ana krono any budget na komo ba be nti do mbe ke bia Ghana fo ma mu fanya
Oman FM o majo akọ David ni UK nti ya pa na NDC fo benya se Ghana yeko IMF a ede fa so ro menya adwo bone nye on be so pepia Ghana na Ghana yeko enya mambu nkuni adwumo on pegu babi
Oman no krakasia mama jo michia Ghana fo nyina michia Ghana mpanimfo nana ono vice president yakopon hirama honorable Ken finance minister ne de wama ye bedda mama Ghana fo ko majo mama Ghana fo ho he nana adodan kwa ekufado be ma boada yakopon wisa budget we die emute se lafenta
Ukrekasi boni o Mr. Odoni enana yeda finance minister ase ewumsi hia to ede ye Oman die na mum ekwan na efa so gi route die ekwan wonye kwan a ye gi sika woso baby route okra wo de tutu ndi eda nase
yo me ukrekasi boni yeda finance minister ase route na wo ye fi on die eye papa isanse aya na eye maniwu se ahoho bi eba Oman num no mu de kanam no mu duru ha no mu twesika aya na me fele ede magana fo hey obi agigi roto afi be no safe contain afa
Omanti from Mamajo the friend man bought am ka safe Italy begamo me doctor ne ya adwene pa if we say so ba brochira if you bia ya register if you bia no be so be ha wodan ya wo ha ya person de no call cancel e mo hu se ni person se wote ha adwuma we na wo yi ade no konti eno na so tue dan ka omo de beti tax no aye den e free mu nti sa na wo se Ghana so ye no
oh my FM from Bacho mam good evening mes me kase kakra me de na munini Evelyn ni Hamburg Germany akwara bia examination fee 81 or say 82 Ghana cedi omutu aye near fan time see nipa 500 and something thousand enkwala na Ghana for sisi a car abai na bo ewo mu hu ti say GS ni Ministry of Education yes ram omo ko mu hu mom na eka bia abai bo individual na say akwara bia wo school no ye mo bail na mo fan ko fie na ye ntro government na azobu omo ye ne sa omo be hu ka ba ne bom
na FM good evening wa from my friend Kasefi UK Coventry amena FM today asofi organ Roman from matters for na if work na Ghana den me probis one day we are the one be asofo nde we are the infinity on yet one chiro kro on yet kro wa one ho chiro ho ni hu na hia ye nko ho ni won dia mo ye no ne be biara America be infa awo one of these days
anti amani okuforudia na be pese bisa NDC for say IMF ko na e by force wana mo na mo mbu amani ye na ye ko IMF akufo do de obu amani ye ti ye nko IMF da adwom boni e wo mutirimu e be ko mo me chia o ma FM adwuma ye fo net ye fu nyina e frame opanyin ko bra be info me ka se free ashaman Ghana for o share budget ya finance minister de betu dwai nsema wo mu a nneema nyina di adanse se bibi piara mampanin na nado danko akufo adone na ban ahye se o beye e wo Ghana memu ha no obeye ansa na ne bre
man FM good evening ya boy think say jinga no Nyankopon asi o Nyankopon asi so do mampanin kufo ado ene ne Dr. Bawumia ado man Ghana if say ndisi aban e betena so pa fo nyam jom tax
yadwa se Saudoni aka no kreka se ho ni ho ayi ni ho ntube ka ho na yede yemfa sedama boa for dia na opompeter kwanza na dawroma anoye text messages any voice note ho adwuma Dr. Moses Okan oye program director com news editor oni ho ayi ni ho Dr. Dawroma ana wasa kase ni musa munkoka na sembia ba me meya no Dr. yadwa se kaze chema sane me timi ni ya
wa hene entwibu esi akon
yes sorry dia na Dr. Victor na dankwa na etwa so abusu akosotie
I are a favor from God follow me.
Arokawo fasi wedi ya ye fedodo.
So when you watching in the sunglasses no.
Me wuni ye. Na sa mo de. Oto mo bibia fe abotire neba.
Ye to ne Ghana ha ya.